begin this episode. Let's start it off with, you know what? You haven't seen Deadpool yet. Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm guilty of it. I'll be going to see it actually real soon. A buddy of mine just actually rented out a movie theater room. He's going to have all of his buddies come in. We are going to have a blast. So I'll be recording that too, and I'll be sending that to you because we got the movie theater ourselves anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know about that because, sorry to tell you, buddy, but you're a week late.
No spoilers then.
Yeah. So I'll just do like a quick, it's fresh on my mind. I'll do just a spoiler free, so it doesn't ruin anything for you.
I'll accept it.
And for anyone that's still watching it that hasn't seen the movie,
no one else do it.
I would highly recommend go out there and watch it. This is a movie made for Marvel fans, made for Deadpool fans, and lastly, made for Wolverine fans. Me, I grew up watching Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah, since a little boy.
The original X-Men movies when he was like what 23 or something when he was originally
and
cast.
he was already a major character at that time too.
Yeah, and as bad as those movies became over time, if there was one bright spot the entire process, the past 20 years, it was Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
And that shows in this movie too, which is crazy to say because it's Ryan Reynolds. And I'm not saying that Hugh Jackman steals the show from Ryan Reynolds. They share the spotlight. But someone that has a reputation of being Deadpool-like, Ryan Reynolds, fresh off of our memories. Yeah. The last time we saw a great Wolverine movie was Logan. So there was a lot of tension, in terms of. I
feel that one in my heart.
Well, there was, it was such a good movie, and then you were just like, okay, well, I don't know. Like I know I was a little.
And
worried.
They did bring the little girl into the next movie, right? I've seen pictures of that. The one that was from Logan, she grew up, and they have her in this new one.
In this one, yeah. I thought you were talking about some other Wolverine movie. I'm like, unless I missed that.
The cartoon one.
No. This is a continuation of multiple storylines. And I was like a little afraid because I loved Logan so much that I was like, oh man, they're just going to turn it into a comedy. And not because like Deadpool would, kill whatever that movie was, but more so like the tones are completely on two different scales. You have comedic values in Deadpool, then you got the seriousness of Logan. And you were just like, oh man, how do you mix that together? But they did it justice. They did not mess up anything that a Logan fan or even a Deadpool fan would be worried about.
No, I do have a little bit of a question about that. When it comes to Logan, do you feel like he carried his character from Logan? Like you kind of just freshly broke out from there? Or do you feel that the time kind of maybe affected his character a little bit?
Okay.
Totally personal opinion, too.
It is a personal opinion, and I'm just going to give you a minor spoiler, but I think everybody knows by now. This Logan is not the same. It's not the same Logan from the movie Logan.
Ooh,
all right, I said Logan so many times. So it's not the same Wolverine.
Yeah.
They put respect to that Wolverine. What happened in that movie, they fully respect it.
Right.
This is an alternative version of Wolverine.
I understand.
One that was in a similar situation but for different reasons, right? Because if you remember the premise of Logan, the mutants were wiped out because, you remember all that.
Yeah.
And so in this one, it's the same thing. The only difference is like he feels he's at fault. So he's this flawed Wolverine character. And Deadpool,
a little more humanistic, if anything.
And in many ways more animalistic because in this movie, man oh man, Wolverine is the Wolverine. So
that's amazing.
So like there are so many great payoffs in this movie that make it such a great watch by itself. There are a lot of cameos you did not expect, but we're happy to see. Obviously, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is like probably the best casting choice of any superhero I can think of.
Seriously.
Because he just fits it so well.
Yeah.
And, I mean, other than Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, of course.
Well, they probably got to be one of the best duos we've had in a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will say that. So, I've been a little disappointed with Marvel movies as of late.
Ooh.
Since Endgame, I thought they were, like, going downhill, whether it came to their shows.
Speak the truth.
It's just so much, and not enough. They picked quantity over quality, and you could tell.
Let us know if you agree with that as well.
Yeah, and but this movie, did it change that for me? No, it didn't really change anything for me to say, oh, Marvel has come back, right? Some people were thinking this movie is going to save Marvel. I don't think it did that. However, it is still such a great Deadpool movie and my personal favorite.
I'll tell you what. Have you done this yet? Have you watched the trailer with your fans yet?
Well, I haven't. But
is it a long one? Is it? Because I'm not a trailer guy. Me personally, I don't do trailers. If I decide I'm gonna watch a movie, I'm gonna watch that movie.
Okay.
So usually I don't like the trailers to spoil it necessarily. So is this a spoiler type trailer? Or
the trailers won't spoil it for you. However, there are some scenes where I'd rather, I avoided the trailers. I saw the first one, and I'm so happy I did because of some of the cameos and some of the fights. I know they showed it in the spoiler or in the trailers.
Right.
And so it was like, some people were just like, oh, this is that scene. And to me, it was like, whoa, it's that scene.
It's brand new. Yeah.
So
no
I would not watch it for this.
So that's
this
two people. No trailers.
This is one of the movies I'm glad I did not watch any trailer
So most likely, if we're watching a trailer with you guys, it's a movie we don't like that much.
I'm not going to say that.
Just
because
kidding.
Superman trailer drops for the one that's coming out next year.
Different.
But we will get to trailers too, right?
Oh, that's gonna be so good.
So like James Gunn, you know what? I'm getting a little bit ahead of time. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know, Deadpool and Wolverine. As a critic,
sorry, we get excited.
I would say like the fight scenes, the stories, the characters, everything made so much sense. It played itself the way it really should have. It didn't take itself too seriously, which is what like you kind of have to worry about. And the thing was, it didn't follow the usual Marvel formula, which is a great like segue because this is exactly what you needed from a Marvel movie because this is now a Disney Marvel movie, right? So that's in some ways, it felt like Ryan Reynolds was saying goodbye. I don't know if that's just because he wants more control, or if maybe in the future he'll do like small parts, but not like a Deadpool movie.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's true, but as a critic, I am gonna go out there and give this movie like an 8 out of 10.
Oh wow, that is astounding.
It was a great watch. I'm glad I watched it during the premiere weekend. Now as a fan, man, Marvel, thank you for letting Deadpool be Deadpool and letting Hugh Jackman come in, letting Ryan Reynolds handle it. You know, if this is more what Marvel can do in the future, let the directors and the creative be a little bit more to those people. Absolutely. I think they could do much better because I think where they're messing up right now is they're so worried about the multiverse and with how we're going to connect this, that they're intentionally having to change some storylines to where it just kind of pans out.
I feel like maybe too sometimes possibly the writers are just so in depth with their universe that we forget that we all live a day to day and we need to get tuned into their universe. So if it's too in depth, it'll almost scare people away.
Yeah, you need to be accessible to.
Because that's kind of what it was doing to me. All these Marvel and they were just getting so in depth, and I would miss one and watch the next one. I was like, okay, I just missed everything. You'd have to watch it, and it's just like it's overwhelming a little bit.
Well, because we started off when the MCU first started. It was nothing but like one movie every 2 years. Right. Then it became big enough to it was like one movie every year. Ooh. Still great. It was. But then it became 1 year and 2 shows a year, or one show and 2 movies a year, and then it kind of fell off. So
it did the Star Wars effect. Star Wars kind of did
but
the same
see, Star Wars is an entirely different thing. Star Wars is just they just stopped caring about their fans. That's all that was.
And we'll get on that soon enough.
But as a fan, the cameos were amazing. The action was amazing. The story was amazing.
That's what we look for.
Everything you would want from a Deadpool and Wolverine movie is in this movie. So as a fan, I'm satisfied, man. Give me that 10 out of 10 as a fan.
That's wonderful.
So as an overall score, it's a 9 out of 10.
Woo!
So, good job out there, Marvel and Ryan Reynolds.
We got one finger left.
Yeah.
We're this close to perfect.